Greetings and salutations.
Ho, ho, ho. Holy mackerel, what is going on? Hey, everybody, happy Friday. It is Sam, and I am the Morning Mayhem Show. Just me and you. And Linda, little Linda in the backstage, which we still can't figure out how to go back to her, able to start the comments. I don't know what we need to do. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is StreamYard. I guess maybe starting next week, I'll just have to give her my complete sign in, and then she'll be able to go backstage and figure it out. I don't know. It's weird. She was able to do it, then blam, it kicked her off stage, and then now she can't do it. We just can't figure it out. But anyways, happy Friday. How's everyone doing? Kind of got a big show today. I know a lot of you have been following the Karen Retrial. I was looking at it. I was watching a bunch of different trials during the Karen Reed first trial. And it seemed like everyone was covering it. And I just wasn't paying attention to it. In the last week, I've done like my version of a deep dive. And my version of a deep dive probably isn't like any other people's version that like do this for like a living and do it every day and have been doing it for, 10 years. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I retained a lot of information. We got lots to talk about. Wow. It's like, I don't know how much you guys know about the Karen Reed trial. I'm guessing a lot, like a whole hell of a lot. It's like unbelievable. I can't believe that they are retrying her. How the hell are they retrying her? It makes no sense to me, but we're going to take a gosh darn look at it. I'll start to respond.
Good morning to the chaos we ride.
So when I get texts, my own ideas.
Wake up, Sam, he's reborn again. One step forward from where he's been. Turn up the noise, flip the script today. Lights on, Sam, we've got dues to pay. A world on fire, but the winds still blow. This is Morning Mayhem.
Welcome to the show. Heidi ho. Got lots of sleep last night. Can you see it in my face? Yeah, got lots of sleep last night. Not really feeling manicky, but I want to be manicky. Have I had coffee yet? Oh, yeah, I sure have. Anyways, man, can't believe it. Everything's moved over to the shop, by the way. And everything is not put in its place, but that's okay. Everything's moved over there. We're handing over the keys to the old place, and can start afresh at the new place. It's a lot cheaper. I don't ever have to be there. It means I can spend more time on this and other YouTube shenanigans that I will be participating in tonight. I'm on the But First Coffee with Susie. That's going to be super cool. Looking super forward to that. Hopefully by the end of the day, I still have the same energy. I'm sure I will, especially if I maybe try to catch a little nap before the show. And I'm looking forward to talking to her. Hopefully she allows us to talk about whatever we want to talk about. I mean, not that she would censor me or I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but I know I want to talk about all the things. Starting with her and like where she started her YouTube journey, and I'll talk about my start into my YouTube journey and where it's at and how we've arrived to where we're at today, specifically with from the lifeboat to relatable Reese. What other things? Like why I think Tommy I've had these new revelations. I was thinking about it earlier today, and I don't think about it a lot. I truly don't, but I was thinking about it earlier today. I was playing the tape backwards about like when I first reached out, I was like, hey man, you remember me? I was a roommate, and I could see how he was kind of nervous at first, and then realized that I was from a good time of his prison career. And he was like, hey, hell yeah. And we were really good friends, really super close. And I definitely won't take that away from my history or try to like make that into something that wasn't. I really loved the guy at that time. And, up until recently. And I don't bore any hate. But I think really why he like kind of tried to integrate me into his thing, and consciously or subconsciously. But if you've been doing manipulation and things, you don't think about it consciously. It's all subconscious, and I think he did it so I could kind of like lightweight cosign, like validate like his prisonness of sorts. But anyway. I'm going to save all those conversations for tonight. Karen Reed, man. Karen Reed. She's innocent. She's absolutely 1,000,000% innocent. Why they are retrying her proves a conspiracy. It really does. They're saying hung trial. It wasn't a hung trial. All these YouTubers or reporters, and even my good friend over at Bruce Rivers, he's got it wrong. Like, or maybe he just doesn't, maybe he's just getting these things that slid across his desk and they're just telling him react, and he's reacting to, the case. And like, but I don't think he's read it all, because the jury acquitted her of second-degree murder, absolutely acquitted her. And then they forgot to poll the jury. So they're having an opportunity to retry her. And because they didn't poll the jury, they can't get her on the lesser charge yet. So they were a little bit hung on the lesser charge. I think was negligence while intoxicated, something like that. I don't know how it's worded in Massachusetts, but so they had to declare mistrial because the judge forgot to poll the jury. Now, why the prosecution is moving forward with a retrial is beyond me, because they didn't have to. She was acquitted. They can just be like, look, she didn't do it. For all the trouble we've put her through, you know what? Why are we retrying her? The jury acquitted her, but they want to save face. They want to try to get a prosecution. You know what? I'm not worried about them coming up with that same decision. And who really isn't worried about it? It's Karen Reed and her attorneys. And because they have the truth. And the truth is that she didn't do it. And there's a lot of, as crazy as all this sounds, there's a lot of people, not person, trying to pin this on her. And you're like going like, wow, that sounds like out of a spy novel or like an espionage novel, where there's people, working in the background trying to burn someone they don't even barely know. It was just a girlfriend of one of their friends. And it could have been you, any of my female audience members. It didn't matter who she was. It just mattered that she was his girlfriend, Whoever it would have been, they would have tried to pin this on that person. It's no personal vendetta against her. This is, in my opinion, it's no personal vendetta against her. No one barely knew her. She'd been to some social events with them. They were out drinking that night, ended up at one of his friend's house, and he was unalived. Plain and simple, he was unalived, and she didn't do it. And there's so much proof of that. And we're going to go over a lot of that proof today here on the Mayhem Show. Is there any birthdays today? Is there any birthdays? Any at all? None? Let me, it'd probably help if I could look at the chat to see if there's anyone answering. If there is any birthdays today, we will get to those at the end of the show. I'll try to see them to star them. And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Is the sun up where you're at? I think the sun's up pretty much where everybody's at. We're kind of like a mid-morning radio show, radio YouTube video show. Feels pretty good to be alive though today. I must say, I feel really good to be alive. I'm so relieved I got all that done this week. So relieved. And thank you to Kim and John who helped me yesterday with support of the show to help get Mariana's car out of from the place, and I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. All right, let's do a quick little roll call and see who's all here. Oh man, it's so many people. I wish I could star these things. I really do. Put a CCC if you have any comments for the show. Put a QQQ if you have any questions for me or that you want asked and answered. And hopefully I have an answer for you, and that would be awesome. Good morning, Sherry. Greetings and salutations to you too. And good morning, Heather Rhodes. Good morning, Linda. Thank you for all your help that you do. Good morning, Surviving Together. How are you doing? I did get your email, and I think I replied. And yeah, we should figure out something like maybe a good subject to talk about, and we can do that. That would be awesome. My own eyes and ears. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Ben Bacon Bits. How are you doing? He says, "Hiya, troublemakers." Howdy ho. John Luzon, how are you doing this morning? Good to see you. He says, my boss expects me to work again, to work, and then ... again. Yeah, sometimes they do that. Tan Louis, how are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Mischief Managed, how are you doing today? Day 2, not late. That's good, but you can be late. You can do whatever you want. You know that, right? To all the wrenches, you don't have to be here ever. Like, for real. I love it when you are here because it really helps me. And then, and every one of you always have really cool things to add to the show and to the chat. Okay, who else is here? Diane Hill, how are you doing today? I read your comment earlier. She says, yeah, I've been following the Karen Reed case for the last 18 months. She's totally innocent. # free Karen Reed. Yeah, I think for the next few weeks, we will be talking a lot about Karen Reed. I wish I would have been paying attention the first time around more. I had a different kind of channel. I had a legal channel that covered a lot of legal stuff. And I had to watch a lot of court dockets. And I hadn't integrated a live portion to the channel yet. And it just didn't happen. And I wish it would have, because I was around for when like Turtle Boy was creating all of that havoc and all the weird stuff that was happening around him. Motherbird63, how are you doing this morning? Thank you for being here. It's so good to see you. Thank you for all the help that you do. Kim, how are you doing today? I had your comment from yesterday up. If that's the same Kim. What's up, people? I don't know if it's the same Kim or not because the avatar is different. And I just don't know if she changes her avatar or if it's a different Kim. How many Kims do we have? Is Sam on time? Place your bets. I was lightweight on time, right? I was lightweight on time. I could have been. So I was looking for this. TikTok video I wanted to play for you guys. I have it, but it's someone reacting to it or playing it to show a reaction. Anyways, but I just wanted just the clean version of the TikTok video, and I started looking for it. I looked up to the left, seen it was showtime, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be as late as normal today. So we're just going to play like the little version. I just hope you guys are able to hear it because it's like it's being played. I'm getting like a Xerox copy of it. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does, shouty. Okay, Kim. Surviving together. Hey, Heidi, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. You look really good in green. Thank you for being a member. Anna Banana, where have you been? Good morning to you. Finally back to work after being in the hospital. Oh, geez. Can we get ones and prayers for Anna Banana that she is back? She's back to work and she's safely out of the hospital. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I always think the worst when people aren't here anymore. I just feel like they just like gave up on us. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not know you were in the hospital. But we love you and glad you're back. Heck yeah. Diane Hill, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Diane Reed is being retried again for hitting her boyfriend, Officer John O'Keefe, with her car. She is being framed by corrupt cops. They are the ones who beat him to death. Yes, and yes. But it's so weird that there's no bruising on him. So, but there, I believe that the corrupt cops unalived him. I just don't, who knows how they did it, right? But it was done. And we're going to go over a lot of those reasons why we believe that. Yes, we are. Mischief says, Anna. Hello, Anna. Hello, Clarice. Who else is here? I know there's lots of people here. A lot of people don't participate in the chat, but we are glad you are there listening, lurking. Hey, Wolfie, how are you doing today? Good to see you. You know what I should do? I should send Wolfie an invite to see if she has access and Linda doesn't. That's so weird. Or anybody. I'll have to do that after the show. I don't want to get sidetracked doing all that during the show. Downzest Mom, how are you doing today? Good to see you. You are Soul. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to glad you're here today. Thank God it's Friday. Hey, Shell Dub. Good morning to you. Thompson, how are you doing today? Good to see you. I don't know if I've ever said good morning to Thompson. So welcome to the show. I'm glad you're participating in the chat. And Love It is here. How are you doing, Love It? Good to see you. Interesting. Surviving together. Shell W, love it. Shell W, Wolfie. John Lazone. Hey, John. Baby Dog, good morning to you. Free Karen Reed, that's right. It's not fuck Karen Reed, right? It's free Karen Reed. It's got to be. No one will be saying F Karen Reed because, I just thought she was, if I'm honest, I thought she was some, what do they call them? Badge bunnies. I thought she was just some badge bunny and this was his girl and they're just trying to pin it on this nobody. And even, I mean, I'm not saying badge bunnies are nobodies. I'm just saying like nobody important to their circle, but she was an adjunct professor who taught finance classes, and she worked for a big financial firm. She's very smart, and she wasn't just some badge bunny. Well, I guess you could still be a badge bunny and still be a professor. I mean, maybe more so. Maybe that line of thinking and ideological. What's the word I'm looking for? Not prowess, but like the way that, you know, most professors think. Well, yes, that wouldn't even make sense either. Never mind. I changed my opinion on that. But yeah, I thought she was just some badge bunny and they just decided to frame it on her and see if they could get away with it. But lo and behold, she's super smart. She participates in her defense hugely. And you know what? She has a lot of support from her ex-employer, not the university, but the financial institution she used to work at, like financial support into the tune of $750,000. Nobody gives $750,000 to someone who they believe is guilty or who doesn't even know, but they know her character. And so for that alone, it helps me form my opinion. It does. These are people that have worked with her for years and years. They know her character. They've given her a ton of money for her defense. And let me be clear, that money doesn't even come close to paying for her defense. That money comes close to paying for the expert witnesses and all the people that they need to, the investigators, the people that support her defense. But the attorneys aren't taking a penny yet. They're not. Could be possible they're waiting for the big payout now. And that would be the civil lawsuit against the state. Once they get all their ducks in a row and everything put together. Did you know that the feds were brought in to investigate the whole situation, and they found out a bunch more evidence that wasn't handed over to Karen Reed and her defense team, or was ignored, and wasn't even documented at all. And where it was ignored on purpose, and they proved that. Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much. We're going to talk about as much as we can, as much as that I can remember to regurgitate to you guys. I have made some notes. I have, put some information into the hopper and had it toast me out some things, and I'll go over those as the show moves forward. Woofy. Maine mom? Is that what that says? Maine mom? Good morning to you. This trial is crazy. As much as I am not sure about the way Maine is headed, or about where the Maine is headed, I know I won't be moving to Massachusetts. Yeah. I mean, Massachusetts is, since the 30s and 40s, it lends to corruption and all the things, especially in law enforcement, and in government, especially Boston and moving outward. I've been to Boston a few times. I used to take the Amtrak from New York to Boston, and I would always stay at the Boston Harbor Hotel. And man, I loved that hotel. But I never went out into Boston. I always just stayed at the hotel, met who I was meeting. It was like a long distance kind of fling I was having. This is a long, long time ago. And yeah, I would meet with her and then I would take the train back, but we never left the hotel. Naughty, naughty. My desires were different then. They sure were. My desires were different then. I was just a young lad. Desires are very different now. Who else do we got? Surviving together. Heidi. Hey, good morning, Heidi. I think I said good morning to you already. SMG Infinity, how are you doing today? Good to see you. I love it. I love it. And do people know why I love that? Wanna Love, how are you doing? Mayhem Classic this weekend. Yeah. Hell yeah. Downs mom. Downs mom. Hi, Downs mom. Oh, that's hi, Downs mom. Sorry, Wolf. I was reading your comment. I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute. I already said hi to Downs mom. Mother bud. Caddy Connie and Mouth Linda, good morning, and how are you today? Thank you so much for the super chats yesterday. They were greatly appreciated. I think I missed one. I didn't give you a shout out. After I close the show, I always go, shit. And then I go back and I'm like, dang it. Kim was like talking about, hey, don't forget to do the dance video. I was able to take out a couple of couches here of yesterday, so I have a big dance floor in the other room. So that could be a possibility. I just have to be reminded of it before the day holds me hostage and like takes me away, because it is going to happen. You guys probably hate that sound. I know I would hate that sound. Oh, good. Mischief says Susie loves to talk about all the things. Cool, because that's what we are going to do. I really do. Just depending on what our streaming chemistry, however it ends up being, it could be a 3-hour show easily. I think there's that much to kind of like bash around and talk about, and not to be like become like to do like create hate and havoc, just to like state facts and events and like where it's headed and where it's going. Did you guys see, speaking of events and things happen, before we dive into Karen Reed and before I get done with the good mornings, hey little Mink, how are you doing this morning? Good morning to you. Hey Nicole, how are you doing this morning? Good to see you. I sent you an email this morning. You've probably already responded and I haven't seen it. But did you? Sorry, I muted myself. I don't know if you guys have you guys ever watched Goot Juice Hot Sauce? I watch him every day, along with others. And they found, I don't know if he found it or not, but now he says he didn't find it. He said someone found it. A video of Brett Miller from like 19 or from 2000 and whatever. And it is so crazy. And now I wish I had it up so I could show it. Maybe I'll get to it later. Or I'll save it for tonight. You know what? I'm going to save it for tonight when Susie and I are talking. We're going to watch a little bit of it. It's crazy. But it actually helped me understand some things too. This old infomercial from the 90s or early 2000s. It really did help me understand some things, and it kind of helped me help validate some of his history that what he did share that I might have questioned, and that, it was actually true. So, but it also validates some other things too. That it's just always been on the lurk for the easiest, quickest, ways. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Universal. What's that company? No. That's right. That's right, Universal. Universal says, because I know the most genuine amongst that company. You only hate if you care and feel betrayed. That's right. I mostly agree with that. Mostly. Hey, Galen. Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. I think it's a big day for you, if I remember correctly. Diane Hill. I think I already said good morning to you, but good morning again if I didn't. Main Mom, good morning. Surviving Together. Good morning, Main Mom. I think I did say good morning. She was acquitted on 1 and 3. That's right. That's right. She was acquitted on 1 and 3. Diane Hill. That's what I was saying. And well, I mean, 1 and 3 were the big ones, right? It was 1 was second degree and 3 was manslaughter, right? I want to say the last thing I read, what they were talking about, this is acquitted on 1 and 3, something, and then, but also 2, but it was something different. I can't remember. It is in this interview that I have. Maybe we should just watch some of that. Yeah, let's start with this little interview. There's a Karen Reed one-on-one interview with her and the head of her defense team. And we are going to watch a little bit of that. It's pretty interesting. And then we'll watch a little bit of this. Then I'll play the TikTok thing. Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll watch a little bit of this. Then I'll play the TikTok thing. No, not add to stage. Remove from stage. Add this to stage. Add the stage. Give me a 5x5 to make sure that I know you.
But of course, it is unusual for someone who's accused of murder to do this interview or others. Why do you want to speak to the people of Massachusetts and beyond?
I have nothing to hide. My life is in the balance, and it shouldn't be. And I believe sunlight is the best disinfectant, and that's been our team motto since inception. I think the more I've seen, the more information the public has, the more they understand what we already know.
And when we talk about the public, there's so much going on in the atmosphere of this case. How much of that do you pay attention to?
I pay attention a little bit to everything. The parts of the public.
I'll be right back, guys.
Seem a little dirtier than others. I have close friends and people I trust that filter through it, because there are threads of important information in every channel of the public, on social media, just out and about in Norfolk County or in Suffolk, through our emails. So what I can't manage or don't want to manage, we have a lot of it covered from people that we trust and people who support us.
People said some pretty nasty things about you online. Do you read that? Do you process that?
I read some of it. I don't take it to heart, but it's bothersome. But I understand why it is. There are bad, evil, nefarious players in this. There are people who are adverse to other people in this.
Facts.
In this whole case, people who support me.
Facts.
And I've known my whole life, as does everyone, that there's not a lot of good in some people, and it doesn't drag me down in any way. It makes me feel like we're covering ground here. The nastier it gets, the more I know that we're making an impact to people that have a lot to worry about. 3
years have now passed since John's death. How much do you think about him with everything else that is going on?
I think about him in terms of his final his final days, his final weeks. I mean, we have his cell phone, which a cell phone to anyone is like a diary, and it tracks everything you've done. And I've gone over and over his final movements, his heart rate, his injuries, the time that he did everything that day and the days leading up to it. But I've said this to other people. The time that I spent with John, 2 years, it's now been 3 since he's gone, since he was killed. And I'm a year beyond. I've eclipsed the time that I spent with him. And I have very mixed feelings, you know, when I look back on John, because I see a lot of poor decisions that were all precursors to his death and to this nightmare that I'm living. It's
Poor decisions by whom?
by both of us. Just drinking, being around the wrong people is chief among them.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean that, and we're gonna watch a little bit more of that. But I want to read the reasons why I think she should not be prosecuted again. And I don't know if I should read. It's a State Trooper Michael Proctor. Let me read this first. What I put together. Might as well. I put it together. Hey, where's my cool little dealio? No, not that. There we go. So the decision to retry Karen Read is not just legally shaky; it's ethically troubling and signals a broken justice system clinging to a flawed case. Let's start with Trooper Michael Proctor, the lead investigator. He was not just a sloppy cop. He was biased, reckless, and abusive of power. He ridiculed the woman he was investigating, Karen Read, mocked her body, shared confidential information, and even drank while on duty. If that's the backbone of the prosecution's case, the spine is already snapped. Then there's the lack of direct evidence. No one saw Karen Read hit O'Keefe. No definitive timestamp footage, no confession. What the jury had was circumstantial evidence and conflicting expert opinions. Reasonable doubt was backed in from day one, and reasonable doubt is enough to acquit. But here's another thing. There was 3 medical examiners or expert witnesses that the prosecutors didn't go get and that the defense didn't go get. These are just 3 people with no skin in the game, and they all said that he was not hit by a car. Impossible, absolutely impossible that he was hit by her SUV, her 6,000-pound SUV. So just mark that point. Then there's the lack of direct evidence. No one saw Karen. Now consider the alternate juror who turned defense attorney. So this is an alternate juror who sat through the first trial and is so disgusted with it, joined the defense. He's an attorney, and now he's joined the defense for the new trial. That's very telling. Also troubling, the issue of double jeopardy. If the original jury indeed acquitted her of murder, but the judge failed to officially record it, retrying her isn't just unjust, it could be unconstitutional. It's not a procedural hiccup, it's a foundational failure. Absolutely. If she gets found guilty of anything, I think that's why they're not like forming an angry mob on that point yet, is just because they'll have it for they're saving it for appeal. Finally, the public has already been exposed to Karen Read's side of the story through her documentary, which I haven't seen yet. Any new jury will walk in with at least a sliver of doubt or belief, which means a fairy godmother will come and whisk her away. That a fair trial may no longer be possible. When public opinion splits into pro-Karen versus pro-police, the courtroom is no longer a neutral space. It becomes a battlefield of bias. To put it bluntly, retrial isn't just an obsession. Isn't justice. It's obsession. It feels like the state is more interested in protecting the institution of law enforcement than finding the truth. A mistrial should have been the end, especially when paired with an imploding investigation and a potentially unconstitutional retry. The best course forward would be to drop the charges, admit that the system failed, and begin to repair the damage, starting with accountability for those who tainted the case from the start. That's all real talk, cuz that's all real talk. So here's my reasons why. Here's my reasons why Karen should not be prosecuted again. The lead investigator was fired for misconduct. Trooper Michael Proctor, the central figure in the investigation, was dishonorably discharged for dude, that's twice that I haven't been able to pronounce that word. Misogynistic texts, leaking evidence, and drinking on duty. His credibility and the integrity of the entire investigation are fatally compromised. Two, key exculpatory evidence was withheld. The accident reconstruction reports conducted by independent experts, that's what it was, not medical experts. I'm sorry, I misspoke on that. Conducted by independent experts hired by federal investigators, contradict the prosecution's theory and state that O'Keefe was not hit by a vehicle. The prosecution tried to suppress these findings, tried to suppress them. Medical examiner did not rule O'Keefe's death a homicide. The official cause of death remains undetermined, which seriously undermines any murder and manslaughter charge. The prosecution lacks a clear explanation of how John died. No witness saw the alleged crime. That's 4. There is no eyewitness testimony placing Karen as the person who injured John O'Keefe. The case rests entirely on circumstantial evidence and theories, and that's including the neighbor's cam, who is a police officer also. The neighbor's cam that didn't catch an SUV hitting him, but did catch the next morning of them finding the body. Strange that it wasn't turned on the night before, or video footage wasn't turned over. That's all this put together screams conspiracy. 5, physical evidence is highly suspect. Pieces of taillight alleged to tie them. Dude, my reading today is horrible. To tie her SUV to the scene were not found until after police had possession of her vehicle, suggesting possible evidence tampering. And what's more is they have video of the investigator on that side of the taillight for like 45 minutes that morning. And then I can't remember how much longer later, all these new pieces were found at the scene or were getting turned in. It was like a long time after they already swept and cleaned the whole crime scene. These mysterious pieces of taillight just started showing up all over the place. And then they tried to say that because they have a video of the SUV in lockup, to be for evidence in the evidence lockup, carpool, motor pool. And they tried to say, no, he was at the other taillight. But lo and behold, they mirrored the footage to make it look like he was on the right side and not the left side, where they're saying where the broken taillight was. Where am I? 6, federal investigators have not backed the prosecution. The DOJ's involvement and the information it released helped the defense more than the state. The prosecution's own narrative crumbles under federal scrutiny. Again, these are reasons why Karen should not be prosecuted again. 7, jury in first trial allegedly acquitted her on murder. According to multiple jurors, Karen Reed was found not guilty of second-degree murder and other major charges. The state simply failed to record the verdict, yet continues to pursue her. 8, credible allegations of jury tampering. Multiple jurors, this is another crazy fact, man. Multiple jurors who were believed to be sympathetic to Reed were dismissed. And wait till you hear the reasons why. Were dismissed within minutes after closing arguments. under the supervision of a state trooper directly connected to the investigation. They can appoint whoever they want to handle the jurors. They appointed a state trooper that was connected to the investigation of the case itself to the jurors. After closing arguments, this state trooper said that these 3 specific jurors should be removed. Let that sink in for a second. That is corruption. That is what conspiracy looks like. Conspiracy that is real and true, of someone or something or people or an institution is trying to frame somebody, is trying to get somebody, to get someone to be found responsible for something. So we can look the other way and not to where the real perpetrators are. I'm telling you, I wish I had more time and more resources to really put together like a documentary on this. I'm sure 1,000 people are, because like, I'm like, look, it's year 3 and I'm just now, forming my angry mob, which is, virtually you guys. 9, third-party culpability is strong and unexplored. Multiple individuals inside the house where O'Keefe was last seen alive were never properly investigated. Many lawyered up immediately and were interviewed with defense attorneys present, a red flag in any homicide case. Like, look, we have a constitutional right to have a lawyer whenever questioned, but these people were ignored in the investigation, in the original investigation. But then later, when the feds came in, they were like, wait, what? All these people were in the house and they were never talked to, or they were hiding. Were never, when they asked the other people in the house, like, hey, was there anyone else in the house? They were lied to. But when the feds came in, they knew it's lying to a federal investigator is actually a felony. So they had to be honest about it, and they were honest about it. And so then these other people got to be interviewed. But of course, they had the privilege and the constitutional right to have a lawyer present on their original first interview 3 effing years later. 10, Karen has no prior criminal history and a record of stability. She's a former financial analyst and adjunct professor with a clean record. She has maintained consistency, transparency, and a high cooperation throughout the case. She's never wavered. Her story has never wavered. And with all the support that she has from friends that have known her for years, friends and family. And I get it. Like, even serial killers have their family going, I just can't believe you would ever do something like that. When, they're like caught, eating body parts, and they still have family members saying, oh, I don't think it could be him, but so I get it. That's not proof of her innocence, but the sheer quantity and quality of her supporters says a lot. It says a lot. So in my opinion, why Karen Read is innocent and likely being framed after years of public scrutiny, 2 trials, 1 mistrial, and a string of shocking revelations, it is clear Karen Read is being persecuted, not prosecuted. The case against her is built on sand, an unstable, tainted investigation led by a disgraced officer whose actions alone should have invalidated the prosecution's case. When the very foundation of justice is corroded, any attempt to rebuild a case upon it is nothing more than a political and reputational salvage operation. There is no definitive evidence that she struck John O'Keefe. There is, however, clear and compelling evidence that her taillight was intact when her car was initially seized. John O'Keefe had no lower body injuries consistent with being struck by a 6,000-pound SUV. The lead investigator mocked and degraded her in private text while supposedly seeking justice. More damningly, the federal accident experts found that O'Keefe was not hit by a car at all, that reports went unused by the state and actively suppressed. Karen has done something extraordinary. She has stayed in the public eye, refusing to hide and actively contributing to her own defense with brilliance and tenacity. She is not running. She is confronting power. And that's what likely got her framed. Her former colleagues and thousands of strangers are paying her legal bills, not because she's rich or famous, but because they see the truth and recognize the injustice being committed. This is not about justice. This is about control, optics, and protecting power structures. Karen Reed is innocent. And more than that, she's dangerous to the system that allowed this to happen. Because if Karen walks free and the public hears her full story, those who bury the truth might finally have to face it. And that's what I was just talking about. The documentaries and the things, like shit's going to go down. It's going to be super heavy. It's going to be super heavy. And, better late than never that I'm here. I mean, really, I haven't had a platform to even, stand on my soapbox, but my soapbox is built now. And, we're just going to kind of stay on top of this. It's going to be fun to watch. And it's crazy, right, guys? Super crazy. What do you guys think? I'm going to go backwards and just kind of take a look, going down to the bottom to the new text or new chats. And I'm just going to go backwards for a while. I see I'm at 9:54. I'm going to go back to 9. I'll go right back to here where Mischief is feeling abandoned. We love her. Let me take a little sippy. All right. Now I'm going to go down and look for comments. I should have looked on the way up. You know what? I'm not even going to look for CC. I'm just going to just start reading stuff. James, I know I could book that guy. Oh, this looks tantalizing. JCC, how did your reading go? Oh yeah, James Colin cares. How did your reading go? Super interested. I forgot all about that. Kim, it was mind blowing. He said, "Oh my God, we got to hear all about it. James, if you want to come on right now and talk about that, just let me know and I will send you a link. Just let me know. I'm sure everyone's gonna be like, yeah, do it. Yeah, for James Collins cares. James Collins cares. Do I have a cool sound effect? Man, I'm gonna have to add some sound effects. How about this one? No, wrong one. Here comes James. My sound effects suck. I'm gonna have to add. I have 1,000 sound effects, but only 12 openings. I can show you guys. I have 12 openings, but I can do folders, so I can go over to other folders and add more sound effects, but I can only get 12 at a time. Yeah, let me know, James, and I will shoot you an invite. But I get it if you're not like ready or prepared, or your hair's not combed. Oh, wait a minute. He's probably like, dick. Hey, good morning, Jeanette. How are you doing today? It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, FBI already said Karen wasn't hit by her car. Yep. Where'd me vape go? There's me vape. Yep, I know, Diane. It's crazy. It's all crazy. I mean, I pretty much laid it out pretty succinctly. It's all. Hey, is Rosanna Dana here? I see Pam saying hi to her. Hey, Pam. Hey, Rosanna. I saw you this morning over on Outwood. We're in Outwood. Sherry, did I say good morning to you? I had to have. Well, good morning to you, Sherry. Yeah, you were probably first, actually. I asked him if he knew anything about the Russell Brand situation because of that show. Ooh, you did? Hmm. I will look into that a little further of like what we're all talking about. Nicole Luongo says, I'm loving British Sam, little bitty potty feet. Like there's so many different dialects in Great Britain that like I haven't decided on which one I like. I don't know if I like the Liverpool, nasty one. I think I do like that one the best. Or like the upper class one. Nicole says Russell Brand is in the news today for SA charges against women. Like, look, those of us that are in the know. I mean, Russell Brand has been, I don't want to say SAing women, but he was a sex addict. Self-admitted, like high performing, highly fueled, drug fueled sex addict. And I'm not making excuses for him at all. I'm not a friend of his. I'm not like a huge fan of his. I mean, I'm a fan, but not like a huge fan, or was a fan. If it depends on what's going on with him right now. But yeah, I mean, if something did happen, he was probably high. Not excusing it, but his reasoning was. Would he do it sober? Probably. If he would do it high, he would do it sober. I think the inhibitions to break the law lessen when you're high. So that's what I mean. Like he was probably high, which gave him the strength to do what he was already feeling sober to do. I guess, if that makes any sense. A sexual offender is a sexual offender. Is a sexual offender. If it said because he doesn't care so much good for people now, and I love his show. Let's say I think it's sad because he doesn't care so much good for people now, and I love his show. Okay, I can try again. Are we Sherry, are you talking about me trying again? Okay, I can try again to ask me a question. It's because I don't see them because I have to go down to what's current, and it probably skips 20 minutes worth of comments, chats, and questions, and I have to get a handle on this. I thought I had a handle on it, and that's not working. So now I'm going to go back up to the. This is going to like really frustrate me and throw off my entire game right now. So if you knew anything about the Russell Brand situation because of that show. I don't know anything about the Russell Brand situation. I really don't. But because of what show? I'm interested in knowing what show. At Sherry, Sam might not have seen your question. Technical difficulties. Yeah, I haven't seen. Of course, I haven't seen it. If I see a question, and I mean this with all the love of my entire soul, if I see a question, I read it. I don't say like, oh, that's from Pam or that's from Sherry. I'm not going to read that. I would never do that. I mean, hopefully you guys know that about my character. If I see a cue, I just stop. Bam, I do it. I don't ignore anybody. I assure you guys. like this. Karma Chameleon. I see all C's, hands, yellow heart, red. Sorry, I'm late. Proctor was so incredibly vulgar, and they're all covered it up. And where's the dog? Yeah, where's the dog? Here we go. Question. Oh, and it's from Sherry. Question: have you heard anything about Russell Brand? If they are trying to arrest him, or is he does he have to turn himself in for SA? Maybe you can cover it. I will absolutely cover it because I love Russell Brand, and hopefully he's not involved in anything that's like totally terrible. For real, for real. Yeah, Sherry, and I hope you believe me when I say I did not see that. And like even just now, like when I see the CCs, or the Qs, I hit show before I even see who it is. I not all the time, but most of the time, I just see the Qs, I hit show, and then I see who's asking me the question when you guys all see it. I really do. Like I mean, maybe once in a while I'll be like, oh, here's a question from Sherry. You know, Sherry asks. But usually it's like, bam, question. And then I'll be like, Sherry LeBron asks. So I hope you guys know that that's truly where my heart is on all of that. Yeah. But again, like having these things, having the chat go smoothly, I know can make or break my channel. And that's why I want to get this figured out, man. It's very frustrating. Wow, so crazy. He says, second beach. No offense, Casper, but don't jump on this now. You're way off. I am way off. You think she's guilty? And I'm definitely not offended. Please tell me how I'm way off. I want all the info. I want all the info. Second beach gal. Yeah, and second beach gal, tell me how I'm way off and just put CCC in front of it. I'd appreciate it. I hope so, Woofy. She was dragged hard through this. Even her friends were no help. This case is so effed up. Thank you, guys. You see the pop-up pundits for what they are in these times. Oh, second beach gal has a lot to say about this. She says, this makes me see the pop-up pundits for what they are in these times. I mean, I get it. I get what pop-up pundits are. I get what I get. Everyone works on sound bites, and nobody really knows for sure, what happened that night. But you can definitely see what's happened procedurally, right? And just because I came in late doesn't mean I didn't watch, 8 hours about of this of both sides. Of course, I didn't go, watch the countless hours of propaganda on both sides of, all the things. I went to what I believe to be credible resources and watched all the things. But yeah, please, second beach gal, hit me to anything you got, because I want to know. Question, Sam, have you done my tattoo design yet? No pressure. I've done a lot of it, and I don't have my iPad. Tomorrow morning, I'll have my iPad and I'll show you. I sure have. Let's see what second beach gal has to say again. Hi, Nicole. I'm not here to be a brat, LOL. I'm just annoying. It's just annoying when I see all my favorite YouTube folks jump onto this case. It's obviously not because they care or know the details well. It's for clicks. I'm not doing it for clicks. I'm really not. I'm doing it for something for us to talk about. Um, and because there's a second trial, if I'd have been doing it for clicks, I'd have already been doing it. Do you know what I mean? I have a whole nother legal channel. I could have been doing it and I decided not to. But the retrial of it is very interesting to me. Does that make sense? I could have jumped on when Turtle Boy and, I was in a whole other community, still am, where there's people that are hanging out with Karen Reed. Like I could have had direct access to Karen Reed if I wanted. I really could have. I have a friend who, Karen Reed goes to her house like all the time. So, I mean, I really could have done that then. But I get what you're saying, Second Beach Gal. I really do. Because look, I have 50 people in my chat. If I put up fuck Tommy Scoville, I would have 500 people in my chat, and I can do that. I'd have 500 people watching. I'd have so many clicks because I'm a direct link to Tommy Scoville. Do you know what I mean? I have a history. I easily could have done that. And you know what else? I could do it every single day, and every single day people would show up. So I'm just saying, I'm not doing the Karen Reed thing for clicks. And I'll be the first to admit to doing shows for clicks. Let me find a show that I did for clicks. Let me see. What show did I do for clicks? To where it was something I really wasn't interested in. Do you know what I mean? And then did a show on it. That's doing something for clicks. I want to find. I can't open up this browser. Well, anyway. Maybe I can remember one. Fuck it. Let me go over here. Excuse my language, guys. I'm just going over to my channel to look at what shows I did for where it was something I really did not even care to even do a story on, but did it. The Wes Watson thing I did for clicks because I do not care about Wes Watson at all. Where I said Wes Watson can't fight fair. I did that for clicks. The funny truth about coming out twice. It's been Twitch's Big Lively. No, because I kind of did like that one. 4-time targets. The AOC exposed. I kind of did that one for clicks because it was like kind of current. But no, I really was interested in that. That one. Let me see. Whatever. Oh, this one, the Hollywood smear campaign. Justin Baldoni fights back against the New York Times. That was for sure. I did that for clicks because I could care less. I don't know. I'm just saying I know which ones I do for clicks, but I get what you're saying, and you're not really saying me in particular, but your favorite YouTube people. I get it. I'm just letting you know. This one I am super interested in because I'm a legal guy. My whole other channel is all legal. I got into YouTube to cover legal. And then now I have a morning show. Somebody who covers cases. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nicole. That's kind of just what I was just saying. I understand. However, that's not how Sam is. Somehow someone who covers cases for a click. Not these kind of cases. I don't cover for clicks at all. But, when I don't know what else to talk about, I look for something, like the Justin Baldoni stuff. You know, I was interested in it for a little bit, but we all know she tried to take Justin Baldoni out. Enough said. You know. Comment. Danette says, watching the first trial made my stomach sick. Yeah. I bet. And from Massachusetts, the amount of evidence that is still being discovered and sent to the defense is mind-boggling. This evidence should have been made available for the first trial. Yep. That's what they were saying in that interview that I was going to show more of, but that's basically what they started saying in that interview. Here we go. Karma Chameleon says, I think it was accidental death from a dog attack. The guys, yeah, I didn't even get into the dog bites. The guys, all officers panicked and tried to cover it up, then got caught. They needed a fall guy. Yeah, but you know, it's hard to think that. And I'm sorry, I didn't even cover the dog bites. I mean, if it was accidental, so why do all of this to cover it up? That's what it's hard, right? To believe that they would go to this length to cover that. But I guess once you start the cover up, there's no turning back, and you have to just deny, and just keep going forward. I do think Karen Reed does know a little bit more than what she's saying, especially when she says things like she just said in that interview, I'm playing all the tapes I'm playing all the tapes back again from the weeks and days and leading up to that night. And we could have been drinking less and some other events. Like, what does that mean? You know, I'd be really interested in knowing what that means, you know? So I don't know. Yep, that's what I do. Thank you, Sherry. I just find interesting cases. Bum, 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 bum. I guess that's weird. I know, Mischief. I know. I need to figure this all out. Right? I need to figure this out because what I do is I go backwards and I try to get as far up to the top as I can. And then I start going down. But you're right. I need to figure this out or else we're just going to have a convoluted show. Do you know what I mean? Are we still talking about the same question, Wolf? I think so. Yeah, I need to stop going backwards. Somebody please, maybe we can put like a little stopper in my, my wheel, my wheel that doesn't let me go this way. You know what I mean? Like that I can only go one way. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah. Fix it. Keep him from doing it. It's so dumb. Okay. Dun. Right, because it might be cute and funny now, right? That I get confused. But let's just say like 6 months from now, it's going to be like, no, we're watching an idiot. We're truly just watching an idiot crash every day. Okay, here we go. Comment from Mr. Managed. Russell was a cad. Everyone knows it. Then again, he's spitting facts since he got sober. Yeah, pretty sure certain folks are not liking what he's saying. Exactly. I was gonna say something similar to that, but I got sidetracked with the bleach girl. Yeah, it's crazy. It's super crazy. because he is spitting facts right now. Oh man, my dad is too slow at Renews Sunday. Dang it, man. Canada's a trip. Because like you should have unlimited. And I don't mean like they don't even have plans in the US anymore that I'm aware of that does that anymore, where you have like high speed up until like 10 gigs and then it slows down. Everything is unlimited high speed now, for one low price. So that sucks that that's happening in Canada. And I love that Mischief was a cad. You cad. Makes me want to wear an ascot. I need to get some costumes together, right? For the show. Like I can have an ascot, and then for sovereign citizens, I can put on a fez. When we start watching more court stuff, that'd be so dope. Yeah. Actually, he said he did stuff in the past, but never essay, and he sounds like he's changed now. I have something to say about that, Pam. He said he's done stuff in the past, but never essay. What he feels like was an essay, right? Now, what he feels like was an essay, and let me state, I love Russell Brand. I love me some Russell Brand. But what a girl with like one of my daughters might feel some way different, right? They might feel like, no, that was essay. I just got essayed, So I mean that's unfortunate. I mean, but that's just the way it is. We all have our different, we see things differently, and perceptions, and it's subjective, objective. So unfortunately, there might be some, unbeknownst to him, and if he played the tape back from one of their points of view, he might see it differently and be like, oh God, that was a little more than just being a cad, and but I think he's honest enough to recognize it if it was pointed out to him. I do think he is that dude. I think he's that dude. Be like, wow, man, I didn't realize it. I do. I think he would be honest about that. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I do. I think he'd be super honest about that. Sherry says, Sam, I know that. I'm sorry. No, don't ever be sorry, hon. Yeah, for real. Like, I'm not like upset or anything. I will never get upset unless it's Tommy. Tommy Scoville, who never talks about creators, but talks about creators, but does it, with the old, I mean, I'm not going to talk about creators, but those guys suck. Hey, Grateful 1111, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. People have been trying to bring him down RB for years. Yeah, they have, man. He's a beast, man. I just get a great vibe from him. I was so happy when he got sober. Because he's such a great speaker. And if they were like doing an AA convention or something and he was speaking, like I would pay a lot of money to see him speak. Like at something more intimate like that. Yep, I would. No, that's okay, Sherry. You didn't. It's just, it'll just keep lighting the fire under my ass to really get a handle on the chat thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's kind of cute, like, oh, yeah, I can't work this thing. But 6 months of this, I'll have no subscribers or anyone watching the show. Russell Brand does have a history of unwise behavior. Yes, he does. Ignore just me, but that's okay. I'm supposed to be working. Yeah, get to work. James, those are good for something. James, the submarine. Ooh, I want to talk about submarines. What's going on with the submarine? Misha says, John, get to work. And she spelled W-E-R-K. I love it. I love it. Get to work. Not the twerk. Done it. My landlords are awesome. We just start the question ourselves for now. Man, that would be great. That would be great. If that was possible. But it puts them in a separate, you guys know this, I'm just speaking. It puts them like in a separate thing where I can go back to and see all the comments and, it lets super chats and stuff, start themselves like this lovely super chat. You are soul. Thank you for the super chat. I have been behind prison bars. Some men see muds. Some see stars. Keep your vision. That's right. That's right. That's beautiful. I love that. I do. He loves to talk about all the things. Okay. Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Nicole says, Sam 100. What did I do? What did I say? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. What song was that? That was Pat Benatar. Are you serious? Are you asking for real? Or, what's crazy? I just seen a Pat Benatar interview with her husband. Her husband's amazing. Her husband's like the best kept secret of the music industry. He's a phenomenal guitar player, way underrated. But he wrote all their music and he was right there with her every night. Yeah. Hit me with your best shot, fire away. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah, see, Nicole got it. Bam. PB. Mischief got it. PB. Danette says my age is showing. I don't see your age, Danette. Heidi True. Fuck that guy. Nicole. Since Sam's refreshing. Love him. Thanks. I'm not even going to show that. Good. This makes me blush. Comments. I do care about this. It was a bunk rail, and she was set up just so the Proctor and his friends didn't get in trouble. I'd like to see them prosecuted by the feds. Well, they will be, especially because the feds aren't dumb at all. Of course, they got me right. They had their foot on my neck, and I thought I was the smartest guy. The feds can take their time in prosecuting people. Let's just say I pass a counterfeit $100 bill today, right? Say I make a bunch of $100 bills and I go past them today. And then tomorrow, the feds see a video of me passing that $100 bill, of the fake $100 bill. And they're like, and then they know who I am. Let's just say they know who I am. They're like, oh, that's that rascal Sam. Let's watch him. So they get some warrants and they watch me and they watch my computers and they follow me around for a while and they see I'm not really doing it anymore. So then they stop following me for a while. They stop following me. And then they just put it in their list, or they put it, they build like a little case, because I passed that one, but they want it to be more. They want it to be more than $100 because I can get more time for that. But if they see I'm not passing anymore, they'll just like put it in their priority cases to give to the prosecutor. And then that could be And so they'll date it. So they might not find that it's priority to give to a U.S. attorney for 5 years, but they have it timed, right? So they set up a notification system or an alarm thing, when it gets close to that 5 years, it'll ring and it'll be like, hey, it's getting close. And then they go hand it to a prosecutor, or it's the prosecutor that holds on to it. I got so much shit. I'm not worried about this dude and his $100 bill yet. But when it comes closer to time, they'll be like, okay, we got to get this handled because it's almost good. And they'll prosecute me for it. They'll prosecute me for that $100 bill. Yes, it is kind of like a federal misdemeanor, but I'll still go do 9 months for that $100 bill in the feds. But they'll wait to the last minute. So I guess what I'm saying is that, we won't know for a long time, possibly, if the feds go try to prosecute this Proctor guy and all his buddies. We probably won't know for a long time. Sometimes I think they do it for effect, like let them believe that, they're getting away with it. Let them buy new homes and boats and Harley Davidsons and, have a kid. And then when their life is like really good, they'd be like, here you go, asshole. You remember this? Remember this? Yeah. Well, you effed up. Now you're going to prison. So, yeah. Here we go. Rosanna Dana. Never had a tattoo, but wonder what type ages the best. Rosanna Dana. Now that is an amazing tattoo question. Because you know what? You know how many times I've heard that question before I do a tattoo? Let's guess. Let's guess in the chat how many times I've heard that. I've been tattooing 30 years. Okay. We're going to stop talking about Karen for a second. I've been tattooing 30 years. I'm about to retire because my YouTube stardom is going to be so big, right? How many times do you guys think I've been asked that? And I'm going to give you some options, okay? Let's just say 5 or more, right? 3 times. Or let's just say never. I've never been asked that before. All right. This will be fun. Let's play. I'm going to the bottom. I'm going to have to go backwards. I'm sorry, Mischief. So sorry, Mischief. So sensitive. I'm sensitive. Okay, here we go. Karma says 3 times. Oh, people have already answered. A lot of people say 0. It's a good guess. 0, 0, 0. My other keeper says 0, 0, 0. Nicole says 0. Shell W, it's 0. Grateful says ha 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 ha. Karma Camille says 3. Never asked. Grateful 11 says never asked. Never. You are so says too many times. Trying to think who asked me that. Dang, I wish I wouldn't have taken the question down because now I don't remember who asked me. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Lots of zeros, lots of nevers, lots of zeros. 1, 3. I guess by me, like, I kind of probably gave you guys the answer because I'm just like, wow, guess how many times that's been asked, Right. Never. That's why I think that's just not me just being like the typical hey, good question from, no, that is a great question. Why isn't everybody asking me that? Because there's an answer to that. There is an answer to that. Now, am I going to answer the question? Yeah. Just kidding. You thought I was going to say no. Psych. Yeah. Never. And that's so weird that no one's ever asked that. But yes, the answer to that is traditional. The big, the bold lines, deep saturated colors, Japanese tradition, any kind of traditional, American traditional, Japanese traditional, those stand the test of time. Those tattoos will last forever and ever, and they will look good even when they're super old. They really will. They'll look really good even when they're old. So yeah, traditional. Let me see if I have any of my traditional stuff that I've done. What's the last one I did? I think it was a rooster, I think. Let me find some of my old traditional real quick. Hit me with your best shot. Oh, you know what? It'll be easier just to find on my phone. Albums. Portfolio for public. I have so many portfolios. I don't do a ton of traditional. I can do it. I mean, it's pretty easy. If you're good at lines and you're good at packing color, it's easy. But you know what? I'm just going to search. I love that they've integrated AI into our phones. Because now I can type into my photo album, right? Traditional tattoo, and it's going to find it. Or maybe not. Look. I spoke too soon. No results. What am I looking in? I'm looking in my tattoos. Maybe I was looking at like not in a folder or something. Like in a certain folder, maybe. I don't know. No, something's wrong. Because I just searched tattoo. Analyzing your library to provide. My library has millions of. My library has 51,000 tattoo pictures in it. And I just searched. And it's saying none. Something's wrong. TATT. Some results may not appear. Photos organizes photos and videos when iPhone is locked and connected to Wi-Fi. What the heck? What is going on? Yeah, something's wrong with my phone right now. That's weird. Because you know how like it says, you know how if you're an iPhone user, it's be like peoples and pets. You know, you can just search a person, you know, that's in your thing and it'll pull it all up. That's not even working. So weird. Anyways, most of you guys know what I was just trying to show you one of my traditional tattoos. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. And they last a long time. I've just spent 20 minutes on this one question. I mean, gladly, because I love you guys and I'll spend an hour if we need to spend. And it can be on this just the simplest of questions. More like Tommy Smallville. Yeah, Tommy Smallville. Dude, I'm telling you, you guys have to see this. Well, I'm saving it for tonight for Susie and I to laugh at. But Yeah, because I think we're close to the same age. I might be a little older than she is. But yeah, we're gonna laugh at some nostalgia tonight and have a blast doing it. I already know. Not consistent with MBA. Hey Dennis, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Hey Louise. How my injury is not consistent with the MVA. True. BBB. Hey man. Hey man, won't you leave me alone? I said, hey man. So I used to sell their services, but I don't do it any longer. Whose services? You are loved, John. Did you know that, John? You are loved. Be kind to yourself, Sam. Karma Chameleon says, be kind to yourself, Sam. You are doing great. It takes time to get the hang of it all. We are here for you. Hands, yellow, heart, red. I appreciate that. I do. And I know you guys are, and I feel it like 1,000,000%. I really do. But like, you know, I want it to be, better. You know, so we have some longevity. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you're teaching me. Bravo, Woofy. Bravo. Well played. That's so funny to me. What did Kim do? Or who was it? Who did it? Remember I was like, man, I love seeing ones. You know, I'll be driving. I see 11:11 on the clock. I mean, no, watch out. Look at my watch. Hey, it's 11:11. Look at my phone. You know, I'll just be thinking about life. You know, look at my phone. 11:11. All right, I'm doing the right thing. And then I look over to my like little version of the chat. You know, and I can't remember who did it. Someone put 222. That it was then and there that I knew, man, I am never going to stop doing this. I am never going to stop doing this YouTube thing. Hey, Galen. Good morning. How are you doing today? I'm going to watch the highlights of the Karen retrial at the end of the day, but watch gavel to gavel on the Valo Daybell trial. Yeah, that's going to be a heavy thing to watch. I have a bit of a connection when the kids were found in. Oh, that's awesome, Galen. That is so awesome. Yeah, you are doing God's work. And I don't mean that in like a pandering, grandiose way. You really are. What is a signal when he's going off the I do. Just a big do I have anything to like simulate it? Yeah, like a big like I'm gonna use this thing. Like this thing just comes out and like grabs my head and just, like pulls me away. It like suctions to my head. Like, pulls me away. You're taking it a little too far there, guy. It's funny. With like a dumb sound effect that doesn't even match what I'm doing, because every time I use the sound effects, I use the wrong one. It would be like, well, no, this would be the sound to use. It's my game over sound. Good times. What else is going on in this old chatty chatter? Brian Higgins likes Karen. I'm just reading all the comments. Brian Higgins, like Karen, the big mess at the waterfall before going to Brian Albert's house. 3 people who killed John, Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, and Colin Albert. Oh, Brian Higgins liked Karen. The big mess at the waterfall before going to Brian Albert's house. 3 people who killed John, Brian Albert, Brian Higgins. Really? That's very interesting. I'm going to star that so I can read that later. Oh yeah, thanks for posting that. I haven't been posting on it because I've been paying so much attention to the show. But I need to. I have a whole other server and computer just for that. For my legal stuff. You guys can see it over there. That's all for the legal stuff, that tower down there and stuff. Oh, you guys can see me Bible. Look how heavy this thing is. Huh? That guy is heavy. And it's all leather. You hear that? That's leather. This is that's my life. That's my recipe to live better. When I first started reading the Bible, and I'd read it before, when I just didn't care, I just needed something to read. Eventually it starts to become like a mirror. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this really, but when you start getting all the little convictions of like the things that you do that are bad, like I've talked about it, like lying in a text. When those convictions start happening, you're like, it's like you're just seeing seeing the bad you for the first time, to where when you're committing crime and a drug addict and you're doing those things, you're doing stuff bad, but you're just like, I don't care, I'm dancing with the devil. And you say that, but not really believing in the devil. But once you realize like, whoa, I was dancing with the real devil. You're like, that's when conviction happens. Like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to go to hell. I'm not trying to hurt people or persecute people for their beliefs or their anything. For their race, their what they believe in. I'm not trying to do any of that. And that when I was convicted, those are all the feelings that were instant. It was instant. And then when it was so instant, I knew it was real, right? I knew it was real. And people who don't believe, like, that's fine, because you would ask me, 5-6 years ago, I'd have been like, oh yeah, you guys are crazy, but I still want to be your friend, still want to be your friend. Anyways, what got me on that? What was I doing? Oh, I was showing you Legal Livewire, and then my book, my cookbook, the recipe for spiritual success. Come on now, it's a revival. Come on, boys. Come on, girls. Question: why nobody answered my questions? What do you mean, John? Everybody answers your questions. John, I did comment on your question. You're dancing with anyone until we see the video. See, that's what I'm saying. Kim says, we don't believe you're dancing with anyone until we see the video. All right. I'll do it. I do have a dance floor though now. I'm just moving the camera everywhere. I don't know if you can see it. What's in the way? Oh, my paper towels are in the way. And that, you can't really see it. But there used to be a couch through that room. I took out both couches last night. I did. And now it's all hardwood dance floor. I got me a dance floor. So yeah, that's pretty dope. But yeah, I'm going to do a full blown, 60-second dance, and I'll record it. You have my word. I'm going to do it. Comment Diane at Sam Third Party Defense. Did you hear Barstool possibly brand deal for block watch for one of those witnesses? How crazy. Oh wait, hold on. I got to read this slower. Comment. At Diane, at Sam, Third Party Defense. Did you hear Barstool? Possible brand deal for block watch for one of the witnesses. How crazy. No, I didn't hear that. I'll have to, and so I understand that comment more. I'll have to go to Barstool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna break dance a little bit. I'm old, but I'm gonna try doing, when you jump up in the air and you roll on your chest and I'm gonna try to do that, and then you come down in like the half splits where one leg is. I'm gonna do it all. And if you're real lucky, I'll record it the first time I do it. I'm not gonna practice and then record it. Like, I'm gonna show you how good I can do it right off the rip with no practice, and I'll on my word. And then I'll do one after I practice for a little bit. Comment. Have you ever thought people swear on the Bible in court? Have you ever thought people swear on the Bible in court? It's important. I think I understand that comment. Here we go. Kim. I know exactly. You and I both know, and probably everybody else know why I'm laughing at that. Do the Carlton. Oh, who told you I could do the Carlton? Did someone tell you I could do the Carlton? Did someone tell you I could do that? Now I'm suspicious who you might be. No, you've got to be Kim. No, because you've been here a long time. There's interesting. It's got to be a coincidence. So I just happen to be really good at the Carlton. Like there's friends in my life right now to this day who I see who like try to get me to do the Carlton on call. Like, so everyone can laugh, right? To be like, oh, Sam, come do the Carlton, bro. I want to show these dudes the Carlton. And yeah, for real. Yeah. So it's in my wheelhouse. I'm pretty good at the Carlton. And I do like a super like silly rainbow version of it. And I do like the real version of it. Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's so crazy you said that. Do the worm. Yeah, I'm gonna do the worm. Yep, do the worm. Yes, my other's keeper. Hey, and how are you doing today? Comment, no, don't drink water, Sam. What? Don't drink water. You gotta drink water. It's the nectar of the gods. Do it on a Saturday so you have a dinner. All right, I'm gonna start being offended. Yeah, that's all I got to do is just start talking about myself. Slide will be from the ER people. Next live. Yep, next live. I'm gonna be showing you guys some dancing in a full body cast. I guess I could set up a whole nother camera out there and then switch to that camera real quick, and then yeah, maybe I'll do that. Well, it'll either be a recording or I'll just do it super duper live, but I don't want to make a complete ass of myself. So, I mean, it's good. It's good to like laugh, but I want my self-esteem to come out intact. In a full body cast. No, dude, nobody told me. No, I believe you. It's crazy though. It's crazy. It's a crazy coincidence, but it's a crazy coincidence. Like, people have been requesting me to do the Carlton for them because I do it so good. Like forever, like since like the mid 90s. This is nuts. That's why I know we're all here. We're all here. Question: as an atheist, I don't swear on a Bible. I swear under the penalty of perjury. There you go. As long as you understand what the penalty of perjury is, and I think that's fine. In America, they will make you swear, but not always on a Bible. Some states do make you swear on a Bible. Here's the deal. Like, I've sworn on a Bible well before I believed in the Bible. Then it's just a prop. It's a prop for courtrooms, right? It's just, you just consider it a prop and like, okay, I swear, but I'm swearing under the penalty of perjury. And it doesn't matter if it's the Bible or not. It could be any book. They just because they call it the Bible doesn't mean. And I think that's the way they explain it in the states, that like, if you believe it, then you're swearing on the Bible. We hope that that's the case. The court, the justice system itself in a whole hopes that that's because that's what it was formed on. It's based on the Bible for the most part. So, yeah, but yeah, swearing. Heck yeah, Karma. I just swear under the penalty of perjury because sometimes that penalty can be swift and heavy. Thanks, Sherry. I can't laugh at your statement because then it seems like I'm like laughing to show you. I got to remove the comment. Okay, now I can laugh again. I don't want to be like laughing on call or some shit like that. Oh, I already did that one. Fudge, it's Tommy. He's doing the Carlton with a letter. That's fucking funny. Sorry, that was a comment, not a quick. Oh. Which one? Oh yeah, it was a comment. I think I read it like a comment. At least it got noticed by me, and I read it. So thank you. Something told me to tell you. Something told me to tell you to say that. I think I understand that. Comment. I think it is on the unnamed podcast. Karen's case is spilling over to sport and pop culture creators. Yeah, crazy. I love Barstool. But I'm definitely gonna go check it out. That's Sam. Do you know who Bob Forrest is? He was a counselor on Celebrity Rehab with the faux Dr. Drew. You remind me of Bob Forrest. Have you ever heard that before? Hold on. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, yeah. So, Grateful 1111. So I brought my DVD player home yesterday for this. This is Bob Forrest, and he, I've actually have met him a few times, and this is, I was going to take the DVD and put it on my computer so I could take clips from it to share with you guys. I just haven't got around to it. But yeah, I'm a huge Bob Forrest fan. I didn't even know he was on Celebrity Rehab. I didn't know that. So that's crazy. I'll have to check that out. That's funny you say with the faux Dr. Drew, because I've known Dr. Drew for a long time. I've actually met him too before. But it's when he was doing a show called Love Line, and it was on a local radio station where I live, where I grew up. And he was doing a show called Love Line with one of the funniest people on planet Earth, I think, is Adam Carolla. And Dr. Drew, yeah, I mean, he's huge. Like in the recovery community, he's huge, especially in California. And he sees a lot of patients, like daily, like his addiction patients. When he does the TV stuff, it gets so watered down, and he just like tries too hard. But I do believe he does care, not like Bob does. Not like Bob does, but I do believe he cares. Yeah, so that's crazy. So yeah, Bob and I are I would say we're friends. I will try to get him to come on the show. I think if I can show him that we got some viewers and that it's doing something for like that it's a recovery, that we're doing a recovery thing. I think he would come on and talk. Yeah, I do believe so. If he's still, I mean, I haven't heard that he's passed away. But I'll try reaching out to him. I'll get a hold of my brother Ben, and because Ben's in LA right now, and I'll see if he can like figure out where he's at and what he's doing, and I'll try reaching out to him. We used to I met him for the first time at a Cocaine Anonymous meeting. And I literally went to this meeting to meet this girl. Yeah. I literally went to the meeting to meet this girl, and that's when I met him for the first time. And then he came to my the rehab center when I was at Phoenix House. He came there to see me specifically because someone had told him that I'd end up doing like 5 grams of heroin a day, and that I was running amok and trying to run all these tattoo shops. Anyway, it was pretty cool. It was probably, he wouldn't be my sponsor or anything. He doesn't really sponsor people anymore. But yeah, that's cool that you mentioned that. Yeah, super cool. But yeah, I was probably going to have this done by Wednesday because I just brought the DVD player home yesterday. Yeah, so neat. Thanks. And I take that as a huge compliment, like a huge compliment. So thank you. I appreciate that. Grateful. 1111. Yeah, that's so crazy that he was on that Celebrity. Why did I not know that? I'm going to star your comment, Woofy, and I'm going to get to that here in a second. I just need to go backwards for a second and see if I missed anything. People, I swear to seem to be more honest. People swear to. People that swear seem to be more honest. Trying not to, but sometimes it just pops out. I'm trying to understand this. People that swear seem to be more honest. Try not to, but sometimes. That is so true. That is so true. I try not to swear, and like the F-bomb is really hard for me. Like I don't like hearing it. And I have friends that use it like my best friend, every other word is literally F. Dude, I effing took my effing daughter to the effing place, and you ain't gonna believe this effing chick came out and she was screaming, and then I had to effing, and but he's my best friend, and when I see him, I smile and light up, and I'm just glad he's around me. But yeah, he definitely in the gospel says a man is not capable of taking enough. Okay, your soul. In the Gospels, Jesus says a man is not capable of taking an oath by the hair on his head. If you believe, you can swear. If you don't swear on all of them. Oh, we're talking about that swearing. I took it to the other swearing. And again, this is where mischief says, when I go backwards, I don't make sense. Now I get it. Now I get what you're saying, because it's happened a few times, right? It's happened a few times. Like I'm talking about something and then I get up there like, oh, that's not what he meant. And that's like the perfect example of why I can't go backwards anymore. All right. I won't do it. Oh, Beta in for the, I'm here listening, but if you start dancing, I'm going to be watching. Hell yeah. James Collins, I removed that comment. What comment? Yeah, that's so crazy. I'm going to have to like, where's Casper? This guy is imposter. That's pretty funny, John. What did Woofy say that I can't start? Woofy Sam, did you know? I need more water. Sam, did you know when at James in front of the camera, he hurriedly takes his clothes off? I did not know that. This I got to see. Where's me vape? Oh, yeah, it is. It's right in front. No, I didn't know that. Woofy, I would love to see that. I would have to get James in front of the camera though first. We're gonna have to get him unlimited high speed. Maybe that'll be our first go fund ourselves. Not go fund me, but go fund ourselves. I emailed you info on Bob Forrest. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sure my brother can get a hold of him too. And I mean, if he still has his same email, I can look on my email from like, because I have this email address. It's samyarborough2020 that I've been using from just before 2020. And so I still have access to that. And I do believe I have him and I emailing from between that, but thank you. Yeah, I'll have to reach out to him and see if we can get him on, if he's still around. I know he's still, if he is alive still, I know he'd still be sober. But he's the shit, huh? Yeah, grateful. He's the shit, man. Yeah, I don't want to start thinking about it. I'll save those tears from when we really do a kind of like a deep dive on Bob Forrest. That would be a great recovery segment for us. We could watch a little bit of the video. This is if I can't talk him into coming on. Like I said, if he felt like we were reaching enough people, like, and not that he doesn't come down to the little places, but I would love to be able to like, hey man, check it out. I got this show. It's like, it's recovery first, but we talk about everything, topics. You got brought up, and then I was like, I was already going to do something. So it was kind of a kismet thing, you know, but look, I can reach these people. You know how I feel about them. Yeah, he would, I think he would come on. Yeah, I think that's a super, super duper idea. And do you know why? Do you know why I have this video? Because you can rent it and you can see it live. You don't even have to pay for it. But this is my give to my guys copy. So like if they're struggling or they're looking for things to do or read or then I just give them this and then they can watch it and because a lot of times they don't have money to pay for stuff or services or anything like that. So yeah, this is my handout, but I always make sure they give it back because I don't ever want to lose this because it helps a lot of people. But hey guys, I just realized what time it is. Oh my God, it's almost 11:20. I have a lot of stuff to do around the house today. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging around with me today. I never did get to the breaking major rulings in the Karen Reed case. That just happened. But I will do that tomorrow. I'll start with that and then we'll just talk about other things tomorrow. But I'll start off with Karen Reed again to finish off today's show. Wait for him to read it, Wolfie, because he's going from the top. I'm out of here. I'm not going to take this abuse anymore. All right, guys. Yeah, that's cool. One with cats. Yeah, he's still around. He's 64 now. Yeah. He had a health scare a while back, and that's why I was saying that. We're close to the same age. So, okay, you guys, remember to try to make someone's life a little better today. You know what I mean? If you know anybody that's down, you see them with the sad face, just try to help them maybe feel better about themselves. Or if you know someone who needs gas money, give them some gas money. Just do something to try to improve someone's life today. I think that would be awesome if we all do that and we make it a daily thing. I think the world is just a little bit better. That was my my wholehearted attempt at doing like a steady outro. I think I'm just going to do something different every day and not worry my pretty little head about it. So, all right, you guys have an awesome day. I will see you tomorrow and listen to the outro.
Stay loud, don't be woke. Stay wild, stay awake. This was more